The Congo is a vast and unexplored wilderness that remains shrouded in mystery. Located in the heart of Africa, its dense rainforests are among the oldest and most biodiverse on the planet, creating a thick green curtain that has hidden countless secrets for ages. The towering trees and thick undergrowth form a labyrinthine network, beneath which lies a world that has been barely touched, resounding with the sounds of hidden creatures. In 1959, a tale emerged from this wilderness, casting a shadow throughout cryptozoology and into modern myth. Amid the dense forests of Congo's Katanga province, Belgian Colonel Remy Van Lierde came across a giant snake, larger than any previously recorded. This wasn't a fleeting glimpse. The moment was captured on camera, sparking debates and curiosity among scientists and enthusiasts alike. Yet, many questions remain. What evidence supports this claim? How do experts interpret these findings? And what might this reveal about the lesser-known areas of this region? Let us explore this mystery together. This is the story of the giant snake of the Congo. In the thick forests of the Congo, where the sounds of unexplored secrets remain, a story has emerged that pushes the limits of natural history and cryptology. This tale revolves around Colonel Remy Van Lierde, a renowned Belgian Air Force pilot, whose alleged encounter with a colossal serpent in 1959 has sparked years of conjecture and scientific discussion. Knowing more about the witness is essential to better understanding the sighting. Colonel Remy Van Lierde was a skilled pilot and decorated World War II fighter ace. He served with distinction in the Belgian and British Air Forces and was known for his precision and reliability. After the war, he continued his career in the Belgian Air Force, holding several vital commands and retiring in 1968 as squadron leader. During a routine mission over the Katanga province in southeast Belgian Congo, Van Lierde and his crew were flying in a helicopter when they noticed an unusual movement beneath the canopy. Upon closer inspection, they saw a serpent of immense proportions, which Van Lierde estimated to be close to 50 feet in length. The snake had a dark blend of brown and green scales with a stark white belly, which contrasted sharply with the dark underbrush it slithered through. Van Lierde was so amazed by what he saw that he circled back multiple times. He allowed a fellow passenger who might be a mechanic named Kint to take a picture of the unbelievable sight. The photograph was later analyzed and clearly shows the giant snake with its enormous size and distinctive features, such as its triangular head. According to Van Lierde, the snake reacted defensively when the helicopter descended for a closer inspection. It rose around 10 feet off the ground, appearing to be ready to strike at the aircraft. This aggressive behavior indicated that the snake might have attacked if the helicopter had been within its grasp. A photograph taken by Van Lierde became a significant piece of evidence when it was featured in Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World series. The analysis suggested that the animal could be at least 40 feet long, reinforcing Van Lierde's original estimate. This episode not only recounted the encounter but also explored the implications of such a discovery, suggesting that the vast unexplored jungles of the world might still hide creatures unknown to science. Given his military background and the photographic evidence provided, Van Lierde's encounter remains one of the more credible sightings of an extraordinary creature. While no conclusive proof has surfaced to confirm the existence of such giant snakes, the story continues to intrigue and inspire the scientific community and the public, keeping the legend of the giant Congo snake alive in the collective imagination.
It could have easily eaten up a man.
The photo in question has stirred the imaginations and analytical minds alike. Taken from an altitude of 500 feet by a Belgian military pilot over the Congo, the image allegedly shows a giant snake whose proportions defy any known species. After examining the photograph, Professor Charles Hapgood, a noted historian and OSS veteran, entered the fray with a bold claim. By comparing the creature to termite mounds visible in the photo, he estimated the snake to be an astounding 200 feet in length. Hapgood's analysis, detailed in a 1962 letter, points to the termite mounds as a scale for measurement. Termite mounds in the Congo can be substantial in size, but they generally range within specific dimensions. Hapgood's use of these structures as a reference point for the snake's length suggests an animal far exceeding the size of any recorded python or anaconda, species known to reach lengths of up to 30 feet under exceptional circumstances. Yet despite Hapgood's reputation and the academic rigor he may have applied, no definitive proof has been put forth to authenticate the photo. The claim of a 200-foot snake remains controversial, and many in the scientific community have called for caution, noting that visual cues in photographs can often be misleading without proper context and verification. Bernard Heuvelmans's book, Les Derniers Dragons d'Afrique, takes a closer look at the giant snake photo and gives the story more credibility. He includes an improved version of the image that lets people see more detail. The book also shares the sad story of the photographer, Kint, who unfortunately died in a plane crash not long after taking the famous picture. Moreover, Heuvelmans confirms that other reliable witnesses saw the snake too. Colonel Guesen and Major de Befi were also in the helicopter, and they back up the story. This book adds essential details and support to the tale of the Congo's giant snake. Online discussions have tried to decode the image of a serpent and estimate its size by comparing it to natural features. However, the conclusions vary dramatically, and the truth of the snake's size is mainly speculated due to the photograph's natural obscurity. If the serpent was over 30 feet long, it might be similar to anacondas, which mostly live in water to support their massive size. This suggests that the creature caught on camera was sunning itself on land, which is a rare occurrence, perhaps near a riverbank, where it could move more easily because of its large size. Explorers and researchers seek to find the location of this encounter by analyzing modern maps and satellite imagery. They hope to solve the mystery by locating nearby water bodies that can accommodate such a large animal. Delving into the photo's intricacies, renowned zoologist and wildlife photographer Ray Turkafs was consulted for a detailed study. He attributed the blurring at the photograph's bottom to the helicopter's lateral movement, and the smaller blur near the top to lens distortion. Considering the helicopter's altitude and camera angle, Turkafs estimated the snake's length to be between 39 and 45 feet, with a diameter of about 16 to 18 inches. Reddit users have joined the investigative fray, highlighting 3 distinct landmarks to gauge the creature's size: the clearest trees and an African termite mound. Given the photograph's isometric perspective, observers can discern the trees' canopies, trunks, and shadows. The termite mound becomes a crucial reference point, with its vertical, pillar-like shape and shadow casting a pyramidal form. One Reddit user, having dedicated their life to studying snakes, points out the difficulty in scaling the snake due to the photo's low resolution. They speculate that if the termite mound is around 10 feet tall, the snake could be 34 to 40 feet long, which is plausible for African rock pythons but still remarkable. They note the Congo's reputation as an uncharted land of mysteries and desire to embark on an expedition despite the inherent dangers, hoping to witness firsthand the lost world scenario that the Congo represents. Others highlight the difficulty of using the photograph for accurate scale, pointing out that knowing the exact size of the termite mound or the trees is necessary to estimate the snake's size. The debate considers the largest known snakes, such as anacondas, which can reach over 26 feet, and reticulated pythons, the longest recorded at 25 feet. By these standards, the snake in the photograph is an anomaly in the Congo and is a real-life outlier. The photo's exact location capturing the purported giant snake of the Congo has long remained a mystery. Despite numerous attempts to identify the precise spot where the image was taken, the search had been inconclusive until sleuths on Reddit took up the challenge. A user on the r/cryptozoology subreddit embarked on an investigative journey to narrow the location of Remy Van Lierde's giant snake photo. Their meticulous examination of the land features depicted in the image and the comparison to Google Maps terrain led them to a potential match along what they deduced could have been a patrol route. Using a photo from another Reddit discussion as a starting point, they applied extensive research and cross-referencing, eventually pinpointing a location that matched the original photograph's distinctive paths and termite hills. They produced an image with lowered opacity to draw direct comparisons with the community to document their comparisons and methodology to support their findings. The debate over the camera equipment used to take the Congo snake photograph adds a layer of complexity. If the image were captured using a 35mm camera, as initially reported, this would be a standard film size that many are familiar with. However, further discussions suggest that a Zeiss Icon Netax 6x6 camera might have been used, which would produce a square image and potentially affect the perceived proportions of the snake. Additionally, evidence points to a medium format 4x5 camera, larger than 35mm, and can provide greater detail and a different aspect ratio. Knowing the exact type of camera, lens specifications, and film used is crucial because these factors directly influence the image's quality, scale, and clarity. They also affect how the photo can be enlarged and reproduced, altering perceptions of size and detail. Due to unclear camera specifications, determining the snake's actual size in the photo is difficult. To calculate its size accurately, we need to examine the original records and any collar footage available. Without this information, any claim about the snake's size would be mere guesses. Several low-resolution pictures have been circulated online since 2010, which claim to show the world's largest anaconda. The headlines describing the pictures stated that a 134-foot anaconda was caught in the Amazon after it had consumed 257 people and 2,325 animals. However, upon closer examination and analysis, it was found that the images were not actual photographs of a giant snake, but were rather representations of toy snakes used for educational and artistic purposes. These images were created for a student project titled Vietnam Army Caught the Giant Snake in 2010. Further fuel was added to the fire when Mark Anders, a cryptozoologist known for digital manipulation, released a video in 2012 showcasing what he claimed to be an over 75-foot long snake. Given the creator's penchant for speculation about mythical creatures like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, the video's authenticity was immediately suspect. Experts found the photo of the purportedly massive snake to be fake. There was no interaction with the environment and no disturbance in the water around the snake's form. The image appeared to have been digitally manipulated as the snake looked unusually crisp and defined against the water. These were the common indicators of digital manipulation, leading the scientific community to dismiss the video. In mid-2015, a story about a giant anaconda caught in the Amazon forest circulated. The snake was said to be 134 feet long and weighs 2,067 kilograms. The Royal British Commando Force reportedly captured it after a 37-day mission. The details provided are highly suspicious. The size of the anaconda exceeds the dimensions of any known snake species, living or extinct. Another report from Information Nigeria used a different image to illustrate the story of a giant snake. Still, it claimed it had caused many deaths and was the world's largest snake. However, after closer inspection by experts, it was found that the image had been manipulated to increase the size of an ordinary snake for dramatic effect. The story contains claims about anacondas and their abilities that do not match what we know from zoology. Some details in the story are unlikely, such as the involvement of a British military unit that does not exist. The story's claims cannot be verified and have inconsistencies in geography, making it seem more like a modern myth than a factual account of events. A video circulated online in 2019 supposedly showed a 50-foot-long anaconda crossing a river in Brazil, grabbed a lot of attention on social media. But when you look closer, it becomes clear that the claim doesn't stand up to scrutiny. First, if you examine the video carefully, you can see what looks like a road, not a river, in the upper left corner. This suggests that the scene might not even show a snake in its natural habitat. Moreover, the video has been stretched from a vertical to a horizontal format, a common trick that can make objects appear larger than they are. Regarding the size of the snake itself, the claim is wildly unrealistic. The green anaconda, the largest snake species, grows large but smaller than 50 feet. Additionally, the video's audio mentions a giant anaconda crossing the road, adding another layer of confusion to the narrative. It seems that the story being told doesn't match up with what we're actually seeing in the video. Another video surfaced around March 2023 claiming to show a giant anaconda in the Amazon was met with skepticism, as observers noted several inconsistencies. The footage, allegedly captured from a helicopter, showed the snake slithering along a riverbank in South America. Critics of the video pointed out several red flags indicative of digital manipulation. First, static environment. Everything in the video, aside from the snake, appeared to be stationary, including a boat on the river. This lack of environmental interaction further cast doubt on the video's authenticity. Second, unnatural movement. Snakes move in a distinct, undulating pattern due to their muscular coils. The snake in the video moved as a singular mass rather than a body comprising thousands of muscles, betraying the likelihood of artificial rendering. Third, no trail or disturbance. In reality, a giant snake's movement would disturb its path, especially on land or through vegetation. The video showed no such impact, which would be expected from a snake purported to be over 2 feet in diameter. Last, feasibility of fabrication. The entire scenario depicted could be recreated using special effects software like After Effects, which includes tools for integrating 3D objects into the footage, raising suspicions that the video could have been a product of such technology. Given the lack of verifiable details and clear indications of digital alteration, the authenticity of the video, with its extraordinary claim of the snake's size, is highly questionable. Since Colonel Remy Van Lierde's team captured a photograph in 1959 that supposedly depicts a giant snake in the Congo, it has been one of the most intriguing pieces of evidence in the debate about the existence of enormous serpents. Despite years of investigation and analysis, no one has been able to conclusively prove or disprove the photo's authenticity or the actual size of the snake it portrays, making it a fascinating mystery in the field of cryptozoology. In contrast, more recent claims and images purporting to show similarly gigantic snakes have proliferated online. Still, nearly all have been exposed as hoaxes or the result of digital manipulation. The vast unexplored jungles of the Congo and Amazon indeed hold the potential for new discoveries. However, the ecological footprint of a snake that is much larger than that already known would be unmistakable, affecting prey populations and habitat interactions. Despite this, the possibility of undiscovered species, perhaps reminiscent of the prehistoric Titanoboa, which reached lengths of up to 50 feet, adds a layer of intrigue. Could there still be a giant serpent hiding in the dense, uncharted forests of the world? The mystery continues to capture the imagination of scientists and adventurers alike.